1, and all's well. Blue guy, you good?
Close call.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. He looks flustered.
Jeez.
He's off balance.
Blue guy had a bit of a
allergic reaction.
Mm-hmm. Reed took him and Matt took him. Where'd you guys go to? Oh, you got reacted. Oh, that's it? Oh. 3 of you went to get... I like how we look after each other here.
Everybody love everybody.
What's that? Reacting, fast acting?
That's tenactin.
Oh, damn. I thought... really? How do you know that so quickly?
Fast acting, tenactin.
What's tenactin?
It's like...
is it the same as reacting?
When you get athlete's foot.
Oh.
Yeah. Hernan liked that one.
No, that was really quick on all parts. I hammered out the joke, then you immediately shot it down.
With a rhyme.
Yeah, that worked out. That was fun.
Good.
We're off to a good start already.
Let's go.
It is the oil stream. We are brought to you by Boston Pizza. We'll be at the Windermere Boston Pizza on May 21st. That's not next Wednesday. It's the following Wednesday. But that's a great lounge, too.
You know,
I want patio show, but I also really like that lounge. It's fancy.
Yes, it's nice. You know who texted me yesterday? Like directly, not on the inbox?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Is somebody from Boston Pizza?
No.
Oh, well, that was my guess.
Our buddy Jeff Holland from KISS.
Oh, you know what? He slid in my DMs today.
Yeah. He wants to come hang out with us at BP. And I said, come on down.
I think he wants to quit and come work here, actually.
I think he's a very talented broadcaster.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually when
a great guy,
the bigger companies blow him out, that'd be a major mistake, and we'll get him. He slid my DMs today and said, hey, I just caught my name is Jeff during the 6 o'clock intro this morning. I died laughing. How about this Oilers team? Hey, is it Destiny? Isn't that what he texted you last night?
Me that,
Jeff Holland is all over this Destiny thing.
Big Oilers
And
fan.
you know what? For that Skinner, because we mix in that my name is Jeff when Jeff Skinner scores a goal. I will be straight up honest, and I'm going to message Holland back on this. But my kids are huge Jeff Holland guys. So when we're driving places in the evening to sports and stuff, they like to listen to Jeff Holland, and that's where I stole the "My Name Is Jeff" from. I heard it on his show, and I was like, "That's a great bit. I'm going to take it and put it on a Jeff Skinner song."
Yeah,
so there you
awesome
go.
Guy.
Jamie over in the chat says, "Dusty, we all want to quit and come work there."
It's a great place to where we have a great team, and like seriously, Jay getting an allergic reaction, and then the boys jump into his rescue was excellent. Even the Godfather got in there too on his way.
Yeah, well, the Godfather was here for 3 hours.
He put in a shift.
It might have been like one of those things that's meant to be.
Yeah.
Hey, why did Godfather hang around for so long today?
To save
so
Jay's
he could
life.
help Jay save his life.
That's destiny.
Yep.
Catherine Plouffe, Canadian Olympian, was here.
Yeah.
She signed the wall, which was great. We posted about it on our socials.
I wanted to challenge her to a game of 21, but I was too jealous. No, I mean, that hoop's tough to shoot on.
Yeah.
Obviously, well, that's the thing. Am I the favorite because I played at least once or twice a day?
Might be.
Or is she the favorite because she's an Olympian?
I might give you the edge for about 5 minutes, and then I would probably reassess.
Talk to the team at Play Alberta. I was minus 115.
That was quick.
Yeah. I've been on a bit of a roll lately against Trevor, playing prison rules now. It's a different game.
Well, he's teaching Benny the rules now. And
prison rules?
I don't know. I have no idea. I've never participated in your basketball games. I just watch from a distance casually. But Catherine was saying, she's like, you guys have a fun spot. Like, this is a great station.
This is a hilarious place to be.
You're welcome anytime.
Yeah, that's cool. I like Bronco Nick. He says, I don't want to work there. I just want to invest and then just visit there.
Actually, it's nice when Bronco Nick comes by.
He
He's a wealth of
once in a
knowledge.
while, picking up prizes and stuff that he's bought.
Saw buddy Nick Conniff. He worked for the Oilers. Had knee surgery. Great golfer. He stopped by, I think, to pick up a prize as well.
Oh, wow. That's nice to have prizes to give away. How about this? Can I get a win? Yeah, these shirts, eh? These look good, don't they?
Yes. Posted about that as well on our socials.
Good.
I didn't catch it on the postgame show last night till like 2 minutes after you got on with me.
Yeah, you didn't see me wearing it the whole game.
No, but you had a hoodie or something on. There was a lot going on yesterday at Hudson's.
Oh, what a night.
Street. What a night.
Everywhere. It's just...
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Adam, Jay Borley, the entire staff at Hudson's, all the nasties.
How was that tab? It felt like we were running it up pretty good.
We were good. We were good. We were good.
Okay, good.
Don't worry. You
I was
took more
worried
than
about
enough.
that. Okay, I was worried about that.
No.
I was fully on the tab, and I had a meal, and I think your Trev was on the tab, and Hernan was probably on there. So I was just like, oh man, I hope we didn't go over the tab.
I did dip it to a full bottle of Birdie booze for VR Montenegro's birthday.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but honestly,
by the way, VR was great on the post game last night.
That was good. He wanted, because VR is kind of shy. He doesn't want to like be on in person. At least that was my understanding from all the times he's come out.
He was good though,
and he was good. And I almost was like, oh my god, what a moment! It was touching. So happy birthday, VR Montenegro. And again, Steve. I'm like Steve from Hudson's. I was like, it's one of our nasties' birthdays. The big crew came out. I just want to get him a shot on my tab. And he's like, what are you thinking? I'm like, do you got some Birdie booze back there? He's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I got a 40. I think that's a great idea. Away we go.
That was all gone by the time I got there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have any shots last night. I was very responsible. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I had any shots last night.
Not only
had those damn chicken tendies. We actually ate them out of chicken tendies. The waitress at one point was like, we only got 2 orders of chicken tendies left. And Raider Jesse was like, I'll take them.
Raider Jesse was on
fire. He was
fire.
crushing the tendies last night.
Yeah.
But why not? It was an amazing game. It was an amazing atmosphere. Just incredible time last night. It is the oil stream. Let's get into it. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. And then over in the nasty chat as well. Oil stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. If you've not yet checked out the Boston Pizza playoff menu, it is absolutely delicious. It'll be one of the things I remember from this playoff run. The playoff menu, the poutine, the triple pepperoni pizza, the nachos / cactus cuts.
Yeah.
It's a delicious menu. We're not just pop by for lunch. Try it one day. You're gonna love it.
Tony from BP has it's kind of I'm gonna give it away. It's a bit of a secret recipe hybrid. You get the.
Is it when he ruins the smoked ham and chicken stromboli sandwich by putting red onions in it?
No, you're still choked about that. You get the deep dish. The square footers.
Yeah.
You get the buffalo chicken, but instead of the hot sauce drizzle, ask for the spicy dill. He says it's amazing. Unfortunately, there was a new cook in there, and I ordered that, and he didn't get the memo on the spicy dill, so he did it just the straight up way.
Yeah.
And we got the spicy dill on the side.
You
Tony
told us this exact same story on Tuesday.
Oh, I apologize.
I just wanted to see if you go through the whole thing again.
I was going to.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, the game last night.
Yeah, well, and we'll get into your Popeye spicy headlines. We'll dive into the numbers game as well. But I mean, the moment after moment after moment
Unreal.
in that hockey game. And there's a hearing coming up for Wall. We'll get into that during the spicy headlines. Calvin Pickard, we said this morning. Not the reason solely that they won, but the biggest reason that they won. Do you think that's a fair way to look at it?
Yeah.
Like if you had to pick one player who contributed to the win the most, was it Pickard last night?
He made big saves at the right times, especially the Advantage Sport Medicine and Physiotherapy turning point of the game was he made, I think, a sequence of 3 saves, maybe 4. There was a bit of a scramble very early on in overtime.
In overtime when that bounce came off the boards and hurdle.
Well, and then he actually had a bad bounce. It was a long dump in and went off of him. And hurdle came in. And then there was it Olofsson that got in there after, had a couple of whacks at it. It was early. I think it was like the first 2 minutes, and that was the turning point. Although there was luck involved for the Oilers, obviously. We could talk about the officiating. We always start with the fact that the bar is very low. I think that's always a good way to preface it. It never goes
up. It's always low.
It doesn't go up. The 5-minute man advantage, they couldn't convert. I thought when they didn't score on that 5
I thought it was done there.
Hockey karma doesn't usually work well for a team that blows one of those in overtime in the playoffs, and they still pull it off.
What do you think's up with the power play right now?
I think Vegas is.
It was 38.7% against Los Angeles.
I think Vegas is scouted and adapted better than Edmonton early.
What do you think they're trying to eliminate on the power play? Why? What are they getting to on the power play?
Remember when LA was like right on top of the Oilers?
They're very aggressive early on that.
Yeah, I don't like. It's not as. To me, it doesn't feel as though the Golden Knights are rushing to the puck carrier, but I think the coverage is more of a blanket coverage, and they're anticipating the Oilers' power play better. The Oilers power play, there's like 5 or 6 sequences they like to run. And I think it has become a cat and mouse game early. That's my opinion. And you know what? There's others out there that probably see it a bit differently. I'm curious to hear what they think. But to me, Vegas has done a good job of blanketing the Oilers power play, whereas LA forced.
Yeah.
Both effective.
I would say though on the 5-minute, they got set up and moved around a bit and got some opportunities, right? Perry at the side of the net.
Yeah.
Bouchard had a couple of bombs from the point.
Yeah.
McDavid had a one-timer, kind of came out of nowhere.
But did you notice, and you're right, but notice Hill saw all of those? It didn't seem like there was a ton of traffic.
I remember the one, McDavid had swung high and threw it across and Bouchard hammered it. And I know Louis, and kudos to Louis for trying to grind through it. Obviously, is him almost losing his entire voice.
Yeah.
But he said, this is a great save by Hill. And I was like, well, I mean, it was a Bouchard slap shot, but there was no traffic on it.
Exactly.
It was a clear lane, and most goaltenders are going to stop that every single time, right? So
they should, yes.
I wouldn't mind, and this is not an anti-Perry take, but I wouldn't mind seeing more Hyman back with that top unit.
I'm curious
I think.
If Perry's like wearing down,
Yeah. Maybe slightly. But still finds ways to be effective. Because he's effective without having a big burst anyway.
He would be a guy that benefits from 2 days between games.
Yeah, or wrapping up a series quickly and watching the Jets and Stars beat the crap out of each other for 7 games.
That would be ideal.
Little refreshed Corey Perry going into the third round.
Yep.
Draisaitl and McDavid arriving just in time in that game. It was
better late than never.
It was extremely encouraging. And actually, you know what? Let's dive into this. Give me 1 sec here. I'm going to let's bring up the numbers game here right away. We'll get into the numbers game for Play Alberta. I do like all these new Play Alberta segments that aren't just betting. This is just like let's dive into different numbers and stuff from the game. If you have not yet downloaded the Play Alberta app, please do so and make your bets count for everyone and you. The Play Alberta app, hundreds of player props on the biggest leagues, NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. And you're not just playing for fun. You're supporting your province as well. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the code YEG15. Get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. This might be, well, we'll get to, there's a bunch of things coming out of this McDavid Draisaitl conversation that I think are pretty big moving forward for this team this year. And I didn't retweet this yesterday. We talked about it on the show this morning. This popped up on X last night, Tommy. This is Edmonton's year-to-year playoff goal differential.
Okay.
Without McDavid and Draisaitl being on the ice. Okay, so let's go back to 2016-17. First time they were in the playoffs with these two guys on the team. 32% goal share when they're off the ice. So the others got caved when they weren't on the ice.
Yeah, I remember that
19-20, 50%. 20-21, 29%. 21-22, 45%. 22-23, 41%. 23-24, last year, a run to the Stanley Cup final, caved 36% goals for differential when those guys weren't on the ice.
Yeah.
Everybody else was outscored 21-12.
And they did get depth scoring last postseason. So that's...
But they gave up a lot of goals on those guys.
There's a lot of high scoring
this year
games
so far, and I know it's just a series and a half in, and this number will probably come down, but it's at 64% right now. That is almost twice as good as last year when these two guys aren't on the ice. And last night was a perfect example of it because, and you can disagree with me on this one if you want, but I thought the McDavid and Draisaitl line were almost the least impactful of the 4 lines. 100% on expectations, but the Podkolzin line was better. The Kane and Hyman line was better. Brown hit Ramey, arguable, but we're talking about McDavid and Draisaitl here. That was not a very good game through 60 minutes for those guys. And the Oilers still won. And Vegas has to sit there and go, now, we're down 2-0.
Yeah.
We've controlled McDavid and Draisaitl better than Boldy and Kaprizov.
Yeah.
And we're still down 2-0.
That kind of reminds me of what Vegas did to everybody 2 years ago in the playoffs, where they had the misfits and they had the fourth line clicking and all of and listen, don't get me wrong, they had Mark Stone and Jack Eichel providing offense, but the fourth line, I think, what series did Vegas's fourth line win for them? Was it against Dallas, where that fourth line was huge and Chandler Stevenson was on that team? It kind of feels like it's a role reversal, and Edmonton's doing what Vegas did to it and other teams a couple years ago en route to a Stanley Cup win, which is a relief and a breath of fresh air. And it also, does it not create the expectation among Oiler fans and the media alike that, oh, okay, well, the other guys are doing everything and the heavy lifting is going to the depth players, but we're waiting for McDavid and Draisaitl to, that means they can come through in the clutch when it's desperate times. Now, they did that in overtime yesterday. And keep in mind, they still have 27 points between the two of them through 8 games.
Yeah.
Also, we've seen a lot of high-scoring games in this postseason, too, from the Oilers.
There's a lot of high-scoring games around the league, with maybe the exception of this Carolina-Washington series, which I think you just keep hammering the under, and you'll probably be cashing some tickets there. Let's continue right now with the numbers game for Play Alberta. Did you see the one from Jack last night? Which Edmonton Oilers top 5 in points per 60 right now in the playoffs? If you didn't see it, this is perfect.
Is it my boy, the janitor?
No.
Who?
Pod Colson.
Wow.
Pod Colson.
Pretty good for a third, fourth liner.
Is 4.95 points per 60. The only guys producing at a better clip than him in the playoffs so far, Dylan Strome, Willie Nylander, and Mikko Rantanen, which is crazy. We were talking about it on our show this morning. We want to, and Matty McPhee.
No, he's a good dude.
He texted me last night. Yeah, he texted me last night. He goes, we need a name for this fourth line. And he goes, they're all Euros. Could you work on something there with like all Euros and stuff? But then with the janitor, and we were thinking maybe you call the line the custodians because they're coming in and cleaning up the mess.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think of that handle for the Pod Colson? And text in your ideas.
Yeah.
The custodians. Somebody suggested the cleanup crew.
Cleanup crew's a good one.
Cleanup crew's a good one. To be honest, I think cleanup crew rolls more off the tongue than the custodians.
Do you remember this old cartoon series? It was called The Toxic Crusaders.
I do not remember that. I remember Captain Planet.
Yeah, this would be the opposite of Captain Planet. And the main character, I think his name was Toxie. Yeah, it was like a ragtag bunch of misfits that cleaned up crime. But they were like, the guy's weapon was a broom, and he was a toxic crusader.
I do not remember this guy at all.
It's an obscure reference, but I do vividly remember there was a video game. It was a cartoon. So, yeah, I remember the Toxic Crusaders. Look it up. It's silly, but maybe there's something there.
Send in your names for that fourth line as well. Somebody else suggested the Tommy Boys line because you love Mark.
Of course.
You had some anti-Pod Colson takes throughout the year on him being so high up in the lineup.
Was that he was a third, fourth liner and a good one, playing above where he should play. And he has very limited offensive abilities, although that was a very nice goal he scored yesterday. But if you're looking at it from a Vegas standpoint, you're going, man, Aiden Hill has to have that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Skinner lets that one in.
Oh, he's getting roasted.
Speaking of Skinner, not sure when he'll play again. This one came in from Opta Stats last night. Calvin Pickard is the first goalie in NHL history, regular season or playoffs, to start 6 consecutive team games, have his team fall behind in all 6, yet earn the win in all 6 as well. It has never happened in the history of the National Hockey League.
They spot teams a goal every game or 2. It doesn't affect the fans as much anymore when they go down. It's incredible. It's like
Hernan is as calm and cool as I have ever seen him. He came to me, not even, I think I told you earlier how he came over and was like, hey, you heard it from me here first. They're winning the cup. Jeez. But he also came up to me at one point when they were down 1-0, goes, Dusty, it's like they're up 2-1. I feel like Hernan is sort of serenity now Serenity Now.
In a zen
And when
place.
it finally happens, it goes away. I think that might be what it is. The Euro exchange line. I don't know. I like this text from Corey B. I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty rough today, but my Win Yeah shirt is ready to pick up.
Nice.
So I'm venturing out. So that's good. Those shirts are ready. You should have got an email from 780. They're dishing them out at the London Dairy.
Cal in the park also feeling it today. He had a great time. Sarah was there. It was awesome. Very fun time.
Hey guys, what about the sanitation line?
That makes me think of like.
I think I just think the custodians or the cleanup crew sound a little bit better. Let's see where it goes. The bucket brigade. Yeah, that's not a bad one actually, Tommy. There's lots of options. So keep those coming in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
I do want to get to a text if I may.
Yeah, of course, buddy.
From Gordfather says, guys, any team dry injury talk? Twitter last night all saying dry look hurt. To me, he just had an off night, but any off night people rush to injury. Any truth to maybe dry still being hurt? Yes. He was not healthy going into the playoffs completely. So there's probably some lingering effects, as I've been told as of a minute ago.
Okay, so
but I didn't get any like specifics. Just he's probably still feeling it from whatever was ailing him at the end of the season, and he wasn't healthy coming into the playoffs. So
he's still in a much better shape than they were 2 years ago. Remember how banged up he was 2 years ago?
Yeah, and then the end of
been on the ice,
and then in the Stanley Cup,
and the end of last year too. So hopefully he can. I mean, he's been fine. He hasn't necessarily
got 5 goals.
Yeah. That's that. But he hasn't taken over. Has he taken over a game? I don't know if I don't know if I'd say he's taken over a game like he did in the regular season when he was healthy.
Right.
I think that's probably fair. But even not taking over games, you just said it. He's got 5 goals.
5 goals and 13 points. So he's
2 overtime
7.
winners.
2 OT winners. Huge goal in game 1 to tie it up. So yeah, I mean again, I'll just reiterate what I was just told from someone within the team. He was banged up and unhealthy, not healthy coming in to the playoffs. So he's probably working through that still.
All right. If you were watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're at 38. Can get to 100 by 1 o'clock. Should be able to. So give us a thumbs up. And if you've not yet subbed to the channel, we'd like to say that we provide entertaining sports talk year round. So give us a sub. We are now over 12.1K. And
already?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
awesome.
last 100 has gone very quickly.
Fantastic.
So hammer the thumbs up and sub to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any new questions, send them in 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That was the numbers game brought to you by Play Alberta. Let's dive into your Popeyes spicy headlines. Quickly, I just want to make a note of this. I think I saw in 32 Thoughts they were talking about Ken Holland and the Kings.
Yes.
Did you hear this morning on our show?
I didn't catch it. No.
Bruce Simpson's daughter.
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie, yeah.
Yeah. She was an intern at 1260.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. So she was at LAX today and texted in the 6 o'clock hour and goes, Ken Holland's here. He's just leaving LA. So we were on the show this morning. We're thinking, well, he obviously was interviewing for the Los Angeles Kings job. And then Friedman today was saying that he's tied to the Kings here a little bit. Can you imagine this Edmonton Kings
getting
rivalry
spicier
if they meet in the first round again and it's Kenny Holland on the other side of this?
Amazing.
I think he'd be a good choice for the Kings.
Heel turn.
They're close. The Kings are relatively close.
They are.
Kenny Holland would be in a better spot there, I think, than when he took over the god-awful tire fire that was left behind by Peter Chiarelli.
I believe there's a song about that.
There is a song about that. So I don't mind the fit from a Kings perspective. I also would thoroughly enjoy it, having the Kings and the Oilers go head-to-head again next year with Ken Holland on the other side.
I'll tell you what, man, he's a good person, just a very good dude, knows the game. I know he frustrated Oilers fans, but he, like you said, mopped up that mess like this fourth line does with the current Oilers, and they won 5, or they were second in the Pacific 5 straight years. a Stanley Cup final appearance, a conference final appearance where they got swept. Second round where whoever won that series was likely winning the cup. Vegas did it. I mean, they lost to the Stanley Cup final or finalists. They lost to the Stanley Cup champions 3 years in a row in his 5 years.
He did a good job.
He did a very good job.
This team would not be where they are right now without Ken Holland.
Did he have some oopsies? 100%. Was it perfect? No. Was there some frustration at times? Of course. But yeah, you're right, Dusty. He could be the guy that could go into LA as an outside opinion, outside perspective, and go, well, tweak this. You got a lot of good stuff to work with. Just you need to switch this. Bada bing, bada boom. He gets them.
Right. He's a guy who can find. LA might be 2 or 3 players away.
Not even.
Yeah, maybe not even.
They do need.
I'd say they're at least 2.
Yeah. Okay.
They had a fourth line that was unplayable this time.
They need guys who can
defensemen that they weren't playing. I think 2 or 3. But Ken Holland can find 2 or 3 players.
Yep. He'll go get 2 or 3 players multiple times in multiple seasons
and see how it works out. So I got a little bit of time for that. I also like people going, oop, Bouchard offer sheet incoming. Hey, Kenny Holland goes to LA, offer sheets Bouch.
Could you imagine?
That would be something.
Doug Armstrong got some insider info from Kenny Holland in the offseason.
Back-to-back off seasons. Kenny Holland's just sitting there pulling the strings.
He was not happy with how things ended here.
Well, that'd be some motivation maybe to go LA and have a run at her. Also for the Popeyes headlines, and if you're looking for a bite to eat, I mean, why not go to Popeyes? I'm sure when they went out to save Jay's life earlier, Reed was like, hey, can we swing by Popeyes?
Yeah.
But everything's fine. I know somebody said, guys, I joined late. Who saved whose life? Jay had an allergic reaction to a hazelnut donut.
Yeah.
Started to get all red and puffy. Maddie and Reed and Godfather took him to get reacting.
Yeah.
Godfather kept trying to give him mouth to mouth, and the boy's like, I don't think this is necessary. Reed was EpiPenning the hell out of him.
Yeah, just clear.
And he'll be on the air at 3:00 today.
Yes.
A glorious blessing. So we'll have that. We'll have that for you. So there will be a hearing. I saw Sarah Volley say that there won't be a hearing for Arvidsson. Do you think it was necessary to say that there wouldn't be a hearing for Arvidsson?
No.
Okay, that's it.
But there was an outcry from Vegas fans. This should have been a penalty.
Of course, it should have been a penalty.
That was a penalty.
Of course, it should have been a penalty. It was NHL officiating. How do they not call that penalty? That's really,
I don't know.
I know at Edmonton, it's funny, and they didn't get called, and Stone was all sad and everything. But just generally looking at it, was there not an official right down the wall?
I'm pretty sure there was.
I'm pretty sure there was an official right down the wall, like on the other side of the net. Mm-hmm. How do you not, like, at the high speed of that? I can understand maybe not seeing the stick going in between the legs.
It's a hand on the back and a stick between. It's a can opener.
Yeah. Now, depending on your angle, maybe you don't see the can opener. But a high speed collision like that, your arm's not going up even in overtime on that one.
Where's the ref here?
Where is the ref? I thought I saw him down.
Seeing a second angle. He should have seen it. He is sliding. Okay, so he's sliding below the goal line as that play's happening.
On the other side of the net.
Yeah.
How did he not?
Unless
think that's a penalty?
It was right at the moment. He should be able to see that.
I'm glad I wasn't going crazy. I thought for sure he had a good look at it.
Unless Aiden Hill was blocking his view, but it looks like from this one angle, the line of sight for that ref was pretty clear to indicate.
Is he looking at it? Is his head?
He's watching it. Yeah, he's literally like this as he's sliding.
So this is great for the Oilers last night, okay? But this is extremely concerning for the National Hockey League playoffs moving forward. That's a penalty.
Yeah.
Clear penalty. You're looking right at it, and nothing is called. I just don't understand you can be that inept at your job. The headline I wanted to get to here, and C runs right over the chat. He goes, at least McNabb didn't get an embellishment too. And that was in that Florida game. Like, how is that an embellishment?
I don't.
What are we doing in this league? It is, sometimes I hesitate on ranking like how bad the officials are in leagues. But I'm past that point. The NHL, when it comes to the postseason, has the worst officiating of all the sports. NFL, officiating in the playoffs really isn't that much different than regular season. NBA officiating is just as inconsistent as the National Hockey League, but I don't think it gets worse come playoff time. CFL officiating would be just like NFL officiating. In fact, CFL is a pretty well, I watch a lot of CFL. I'm biased, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty well officiated league. We all know about umpires. I mean, who the hell knows what's going on over there?
They're messed up.
But I think NHL playoff officiating has to be the bottom of the barrel. Has to be.
It stinks.
Okay, what happens with this hearing?
It was a pretty stupid play by Waugh.
What's his case?
He doesn't
today,
have any defense. Like the puck was fluttering between him and Frederick, right at Frederick's face, but you don't knock the puck down by cross-checking the guy in front of you in the face.
Nobody has ever played a puck that way if his case is, I was trying to play the puck.
You have to be a true idiot to try to play a puck that's fluttering in the air like that. To me, it was deliberate. He did get 5 in a game. Good. If he gets a suspension, I would understand. If they don't suspend him, sadly,
why it is.
I would not be surprised. Just because this DPS or whatever,
I think
sucks.
A straight up cross check to the face has to be a suspension. However, I will be stunned. I'm actually a little bit surprised, even as a bloody hearing, with how they operate things. Because Huss laid it out extremely accurately on the Lock Shop today. It's exactly what I said on the morning show. We'll come back into it here. Well, we did kick him out in overtime.
But he cross-checked the guy in the face.
Exactly.
In the face, deliberately.
This is not like he got kicked out 5 minutes into a playoff game and he didn't play the entire playoff game. He got kicked out, 10 minutes before the eventual goal was scored or
Correct.
12 minutes? So that's a lame excuse. And I know, and anybody around the league or people who are going to try to carry the league's water for them will deny this through their teeth for their whole life. But you cannot tell me the NHL won't look at this and go, Vegas is kind of mad that a penalty wasn't called on that one, so we're not going to give. But
those two can't be connected.
I know, but I bet you. Do you not think it is? Do you not think it will be?
It shouldn't be.
I guarantee it. There's no way they're going to suspend this guy because they're going to feel bad for Vegas because the other one went uncalled, and now it's fair because we're managing the series. Get the hell out of here. See you later, Rick.
Bye, Rick.
It's so sad that we know how that's going to happen.
You're probably right.
I'll be stunned if they suspend him for those reasons. And it's just the wrong reasons. Yeah,
I can't argue that, Dusty. I
hate a league that we all love so much is ran so inefficiently.
Scotty Noah says, if they connected the Nurse Petrangelo suspensions 2 years ago, they will definitely do it here again. So, all right, we got precedent. And Scotty knows
you can't connect.
You shouldn't.
No, it's completely wrong. Each incident has to be viewed separately.
Isolated.
That's how it is. Anybody who links it and don't give me, this is hockey. This is just being bad at your job and not running your league the way it should be run. And Tango says, somehow 33 gets suspended too. But there's no hearing, but I wouldn't even be surprised by it.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know.
Upon further review, we have suspended Victor Arvidsson for 1 game in retaliation to suspending Nicholas Waugh for 1 game.
We have seen this time and time again from how the league operates, where I will not be stunned if tonight or early tomorrow morning we hear Waugh handed $5,000 fine. In the regular season, that should be 3-4 games. We're talking playoffs.
It was
here.
Stupid. It was a stupid, unnecessary cross check, and right away too, you see it, and he pops him, and I'm like, oh my god, what are you doing?
That was a stupid play in any time in the game.
Yeah.
Let alone in overtime of a game that you gotta have.
I thought I heard. So I don't know if
give me a stupider penalty that you can remember in the league.
I can't remember if Lou Dog was just trying to comprehend why Waugh would have done that, and he goes, "Well, the puck was kind of in the air." But even Louis, Louis, very very intelligent guy. Obviously, he's just try to think of something quick. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point, Lou. The puck was in the air, and we all know doesn't matter. It was stupid, and Lou called it too. So anyway,
that's what's going to happen. Those are your headlines.
Yeah,
it just is. I'll be stunned if he gets a game. Now, you could also, from an NHL perspective, they could also go, well, he's the fourth liner, just suspend him.
I did think of that.
There's that too.
Yeah.
There's that
what
too.
What impact does he really have on
that
the game?
could be their kind of reasoning on it. But they're going to use the Arvidsson non-call as a reason to not suspend this guy. And we're not even disagreeing with the non-call. It was a non-call. But you cannot.
They blew that one.
You cannot operate like that. I just saw this pop up on Twitter. Elliot Friedman, 32 Thoughts Pod, says he doesn't think Waz going to get suspended for his cross check on Frederick last night.
Probably won't then.
There it is. Wheels are already in motion on this one, and nobody will ever tell you it's because of the missed penalty on Arvidsson. But I'm telling you, it's 100% because of the missed penalty on Arvidsson. Because there is no way this league can watch a guy cross check another guy straight in the face like that and cut him, and yeah, just. I'm getting so angry. I'm tired. I haven't slept much the last 2 days, but this is, it's just so sad. God.
It's frustrating.
You know how bad officiating in your league is when I'm sitting here going, NBA has way better playoff officiating? Like it's just.
That is a league that,
it's really bad.
That had literal corrupt officials.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say
the
there's not some corrupt ones floating around the National Hockey League either.
I know Matthew Iwanik's second best friend, Tim Peel's not in the league anymore.
Maddie's done with that, though.
He's done with that.
I think he said he's done with Tim Peel. Until
Fair
the next
enough.
time Tim Peel says something that pisses Maddie off,
yeah.
then he's gonna come. Then he'd come back right around for it.
Oh, God.
Go watch. Just think about this. Just go watch the cross check, and as you're watching it, think that's not a suspension in the National Hockey League. At that point, you're basically saying you can cross check anybody in the head for the rest of the playoffs, and it won't be a suspension. It's a free season on cross checks to the face on purpose.
Go nuts. That's awful. I don't
get it. All right, Tommy, on a scale of 1 to 10, and hey, text us 780-218-9999. Somebody suggested the caretakers for that fourth line.
That's a good one.
Because in Europe, a lot of them call their janitors their caretakers.
That's a
nice little twist. That's a nice little twist on it.
Yeah.
Nice little twist on it.
I just watched you press that shirt you're wearing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice, right? It's cool.
Mine's
a little crooked. I think I screwed it up.
I know.
But whatever.
It gives it character. What I like about the 780 t-shirts and clothes is the material.
I think I even like this material a little bit more than the other ones. I think it's slightly different.
Is it?
Yeah.
I would think they'd use the same t-shirt.
I want to get to this text, and then I'll come back around. I was going to ask you. Jason, the pharmacist, says, it was bad by the way Vegas fans reacted when they saw the replay on the board of the arena. I was over with the nasty group there for pretty much the entire game. And I want to say this without sounding insanely disrespectful, because I've been to a couple of Oilers games in Vegas. And I will say that the Golden Knights fans are some of the nicest people that I've ever watched a hockey game with.
Yes.
I think it was after the first time we went to the game. We took down a couple of listeners back at the old place. And after the game, and the Oilers won, Darnell Nurse scored in overtime.
Connor's birthday, I remember that.
And we turned around and we were cheering. We turned around and these Vegas fans are like, they shook our hands. They're like, this was a great game cheering with you.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, awesome. Okay, thank you for cheering for your team, and we cheered for ours. And
yeah.
So it was strange, but I tell you, watching a hockey game with the reaction of different things with Vegas fans, I'm still not sure they know exactly what's going on in hockey.
It's getting better. I mean,
but there were a couple plays last night where like the whole crowd erupted, and it was like a nothing play offensively.
Yeah.
Or was a play that you knew 100% wasn't going to be a penalty. And I yelled at the TV a couple times. I'm like, come on, fans. Like you can't you don't know that's not a penalty.
They want to know. They're getting there.
They're coming around. Yeah. But I get really frustrated watching the game. I don't know why, but it's one of the things that drives me nuts.
That game, Edmonton winning it 3-2 in their first visit to Vegas, that was going into the bye week. And I was going to visit my parents in Phoenix at their place. And they came to Vegas. I remember the drive the next morning. to Phoenix, and I was listening to a local radio station in Vegas, and they're like, what a game it was last night. The Vegas Golden Knights lose to the Edmonton Oilers 3-2. So it goes into that.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why they like cheer weird things.
Yes,
it's just,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I remember that, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's going to take some time. And that was 7 years ago. But
it's
some
an
of that's still
insanely
there.
polite and nice fan base. So
They
I kind
love
of feel
that
bad
team.
for them that they're still sort of catching on when and what to cheer for in hockey games.
But they want to learn.
Well, that's good.
It is a very good. It's becoming a very good hockey market. And I'd give them the benefit of the doubt. It's a good hockey market. They're building rinks there, grassroots hockey. They have the Silver Knights right there. It's good.
They've really established a very permanent and successful thing in Vegas in a very short period of time.
And there's
like look at the Buffalo Sabres. How many years are they going on with nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And Vegas has managed to. Now Vegas got. I know Reed. Was it last night on your show? Or was it game one?
No, it was
last night. Reed was like, they were gifted the best franchise in expansion history. He laid it out perfect.
He threw some.
That was fun.
He also had a saucy take on the arrogance surrounding the team, and I'm not disagreeing with him, but he was feisty last night. I like it. Reed's like a Wolverine sometimes.
Yeah, one-eyed Wolverine.
Don't get him mad.
Old one-eyed Wilkie. He will. I'm sure he'll have some great takes today. 3 to 6, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk today with the Reed Wilkins Show. EST afternoons with Hernan and Gager coming up. Gager's has been standing around the office all day smiling. Gager's just a happy guy right now.
He did like a full belly laugh there.
Oh yeah,
The 3 points to 2
3 points to 2.
Yeah.
That'll be coming up from 1 until 3 today, so you don't got to go anywhere. Just turn on autoplay on YouTube. It'll take you right on over. If you're watching with us on YouTube right now, let's try to get Oil Stream up to 100 likes. We're 31 away there. It's like 300 of you watching, so
Nice.
that should be easy to do. On a scale of 1 to 10, Tommy, how over is this series?
4.
Wow, I thought you'd be higher.
No, I have a lot of respect.
Only a 4 for coming home up 2-0.
I'm being very cautious with my 4.
Yeah. Wow.
I do like the way Vegas came out last night. I thought they played well. I think we're going to see more of that tomorrow night. I think they're not going down without a dogfight, man. That's still a good team. I 4.
I think I didn't even think I was going to answer this my own question. I have to think about this.
You can't do that to me.
I'm definitely higher than 4.
It's a good feeling, this 2-0 series lead. But we just watched a team blow a 2-0 series lead to this Edmonton Oilers club. I do like the resiliency of the Oilers. I think they're going to dig in. I think they'll match whatever Vegas throws at them. But I swear, man, Vegas isn't going away, and they want nothing more. They're motivated to spoil the party tomorrow. They're still excellent. So I'm going to go 4.
I think I'm closer to about 7.
That's swag.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hernan's at a full Hernan's at a he's gone from 6 to 12, if you know what I mean.
Hernan doesn't walk; he glides right now.
Yeah, Hernan, would you say you're at a 12 out of 10? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how over this series is? 12. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, he just said 12.
He can't even count that.
That guy's the most confident man in the city.
He's got his head back when he's walking.
Calvin Pickard is 6-0 and hasn't lost, and Hernan has more confidence than him right now.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I'm thinking more around a 7 because to say it's done, to say it's over, or to say it's not over means Vegas has to beat this Oilers team 4 times out of 5 games.
I know.
Twice in Edmonton.
Probability is not good.
That's why I'm surprised you were so low at the 4.
I don't know. I'm trying to overwhelm Vegas.
You're considering moving up, aren't
respect.
You know what you are? You're that fan in Vegas who shakes your hand after the game.
I'll shake your hand.
Like I said, an extremely polite fan base. If I was watching games with them in Vegas, I think I'd probably find their awkward timing of cheering cute. But watching it on TV, it just frustrates me. Maybe because they're at the games and some of them don't know what they're doing.
Phenomenal entertainment
and we're
there.
not, you know?
Tango says, I've seen a lot of teams come back from 2 games in my lifetime. And then Smitty the Welder says, don't compare the Kings to the Oilers, Tommy. I get it.
One-Eyed Pete says, why does Tommy hate Edmonton?
That's a great question. Yeah, One-Eyed Pete, I definitely do. I only call it God's country every day, but you're right.
I heard you call it God's country last night.
I love
Does
saying
anybody else call our area God's country
And
except you?
I'll tell you what, I'll let you in on a secret if you haven't figured it out and you've been listening and watching our shows. I love doing it to visiting the visitor report.
Referring to Edmonton as God's country?
Yeah, just to rub it in a little bit. I actually threw it in Sean May's face a couple of times during that Kings Oilers series. Sean's from here. He's the former Oilers PR guy and now is the Kings director of PR. I do it to kind of just like push a little bit. It's a phenomenal place to live. So I don't know. I'm sorry. Who set that in?
One-Eyed Pete.
One-Eyed Pete. I'm
Edmonton,
sorry.
yeah.
I hate Edmonton. You know, I'm only from here. I love it and lived here my whole life, basically.
Kyle texts in 780-218-9999. Went 2 years ago to Vegas and caught a Habs game. As they were breaking out 3-on-3 from their own zone, the fans started going crazy, similar to an overtime penalty shot.
Hell yeah.
3-on-3 rush. Ah!
They're going to do the flying V. They don't have enough guys for it, but sure.
You know, maybe it's maybe it is. Maybe it irritates me because they were gifted a really nice start to the franchise and they won a Stanley Cup. Like fans got a Stanley Cup so early into cheering for them. You know, so maybe there's you guys don't deserve this. You just started this game.
Let's go back to 16, 17, that first year, or 17, 18, pardon me. Were they gifted a good team or did they take advantage of the rules that were laid out for them? Because nobody gave them a hope in hell.
No, but
they looked at that
rules
roster and
were
said they were crap.
The rules that they set, I mean,
they made it.
They manipulated those rules big time to bend some teams over.
Dale Talon got just absolutely destroyed in those trades.
He did it to keep who?
Like, it might have been Petch.
Who?
Was it Petrovic? No, it wasn't Petrovic.
No. Was it?
They did keep Petrovic.
For some reason, I feel like it might have been to keep him.
Alex is the pride of the North.
And who did they give away there? They gave away. It was like they gave them Riley Smith to take Marchessault. Was that it? Who did they take? And it was so that they could keep a defenseman, wasn't it?
Vegas trade.
Vegas expansion draft. Let's see here. Might be
okay. Here it is. There's a Sportsnet article from 2018. Panthers looking to trade for long-term stability if they deal. And
here it is.
You got it.
The Florida Panthers trade Riley Smith in exchange for Vegas selecting Jonathan Marchessault. So they gave them Riley Smith if they promised to take Jonathan Marchessault.
Who had just scored 30 goals.
And I think, let's see here. I want to look at Florida's roster protection. It was Petrovic. It was Petrovic and Mark Pesic who they protected. So they.
Can I say something about those two guys?
Good dudes.
Awesome dude. The best.
Good guys. But good God.
Ouch.
So, yeah, I mean, they were kind of handed some pretty good spots. I've got the whole list of things Vegas. The Anaheim Ducks traded Shea Theodore to Vegas.
Yep.
For selecting Clayton Stoner.
Yeah, that's when the Ducks had just a deep, deep blue line.
Minnesota trades Alex Tuck to Vegas in exchange for selecting Eric Holla.
Both of those guys were good Golden Knights. I would take Tuck right now on my team any day. Yeah.
The Penguins gave them a second-round pick to take Marc-Andre Fleury. The Blue Jackets trade their first-round pick, a second-round pick, and David Clarkson in exchange for Vegas to select William Karlsson.
40 goals that year.
This is the most ridiculous list of transactions I've ever seen in my entire life.
Okay, so you can say they were gifted an excellent team, but nobody gave them the benefit of the doubt. And it wasn't the NHL gifting that here's a great team to start out. It was the other GMs with bonehead decisions.
Yeah, but okay, so the other GMs gifted them the best expansion team of all time.
Idiot moves. Those are idiot moves. Those are stupid.
Yeah, almost all of these. It's there's some really, really bad plays along the way for those guys.
That's bad GMing.
All right, so you're sticking at 4 though, as far
I'll
as
stick
how
with 4.
it is.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm at
going,
7,
I'm
and Hernan's at
being
12.
way too cautious. I'll just stick with 4. I'll stick with my guns. Stick with the Edmonton in 6. That was my pick before the series. I'll just stick.
You're not even going to change the Edmonton in 6?
No.
I
And
guess to split the rest
and
of the
I
way
know
is
I
not crazy.
recognize I will very likely be wrong, but I don't want to be that.
I just want to come back around to a text from One-Eyed Pete that says, "Why does Tommy hate Edmonton?"
Well, Soapkirk's like, why don't I ever see him at Londonderry Mall? I haven't been there in a very long time. That's true.
Hey, if you want to go to Londonderry Mall, you can pick up your shirt.
Yeah.
And I think
might have to do
Adore's going to be rolling these out at all locations too.
Oh, perfect.
And they're going to be restocking the EST NWO shirts. So we have a nice little t-shirt business taking off here.
I have seen the NWO EST themed shirt in the wild more times than I expected, considering it was a limited run.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio from Once
GIF.
Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah.
I didn't like that movie. I fell asleep.
I liked it.
I went
the
with my,
ending
I,
is
went, I was
wild.
really tired. I think I was hungover.
Ah.
My buddy Boom and I went, and I think we were in a different city. Don't know where we would have been.
Good old Boom.
But I ended up falling asleep, and I never rewatched it after that. So I don't know if it was good or not. Maybe I would have liked it.
Rip City Step says Tommy has become a downtown elite.
Is that what it is?
I guess so. But I don't know.
Lacombe Drew says they gave a first rounder to take William Karlsson. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. These were the types of deals that Vegas got to set their franchise up.
Yeah.
It was the Buffalo Sabres. No, that's Will Carrier.
They lost Carrier. Who was
Karlsson?
good, a good
Yeah,
goal
the Columbus Blue Jackets gave up the first round pick their first round pick in 2017 and a second in 2019, and David Clarkson to get that contract off the books.
That was an anchor.
But then they also say, but you have to take a guy who's going to score 40 for you
Yeah.
that year.
And Carlson had a good offensive year, missing a chunk of time this year. Him scoring 40 that year was unreal. And remember, James Neal had a good season. He was an all-star.
Yeah, the whole thing was a lot of fun to follow. Yeah.
Remember at one point their goalie was it Maxime? Oh, Malcolm Subban went down. Fleury went down. They had Oscar Dansk, I think. They had to call up the kid from Kelowna, and he actually was it Ferguson, Dylan Ferguson.
Yeah, I think that was his name.
And he had to make his NHL day. He was playing against the Oil Kings a week earlier, and he's playing in Edmonton against the Oilers the next week because the Oilers just dummied the Golden Knights.
Maxime Legace.
Legace.
Legace, yeah, I guess, French Legace.
Yeah. They're riding that guy because they're down, and everyone's like, oh, okay, honeymoon's over. This team's going to tank. And then they just cranked it up, and they kept winning and winning and winning.
That year for them, he played 16 games, 867 save percentage. They might want to bring him back right now.
Careful, that takes hot.
An upgrade on Aiden Hill, who is referred to on the show this morning as there was a bunch of them. I think my funnest one was Aiden Mound, like things that are smaller than hills.
Yes, Aiden Bump.
Yeah, Aiden Bump. That's a good one. I like that one. All right,
I like Aiden Hill too, by the way. So
yeah, well, so do Oilers fans right now.
Acquaintance.
All right, Zach, who's coming up on what do you got on EST afternoons here?
Lots of Oilers Golden Knights talk.
Yes.
Gager and Hernan will recap the game, and I think Hernan's got a spicy take. Well, he's kind of been saying it this whole time. It's over.
Yeah.
He's
He's done. It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
He is Vince Carter in the dunk contest right now. It's over. It's over.
he's just
That's
gliding.
what he is. You probably don't remember that, do you, Zach?
No.
God, they got to do a better
Were you
job.
born that year?
Is Zach to the
I
future
don't
up?
know. Yes, it is. Yeah, maybe they'll.
What year were you born?
Carter. 03.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, no, you weren't born for the
That
Vince
was
dunk
2000,
contest.
wasn't it?
99 or 2000.
Oh, boy.
Ooh. That might be the video on Zach to the future.
Who
in
knows?
That element.
So that's coming up today, though?
Yes. As we do every Friday. And then from the hockey news, Michael Trakos will join us to go around the NHL.
Very
talk
good.
Everything going on out east, west, all the good stuff in our beautiful game. Maybe talk about Golden Knights fans cheering at the wrong time.
Yeah, well, we'll get it. I'm sure they'll get into that. All right,
t-shirt.
we got EST afternoons coming up from 1 until 3 with Hernan and Gager. The Reed Wilkins show from 3 until 6 today. We are one thumbs up away from 100 on the oil stream today. So hammer that. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, just tell your buddies about what we're doing here at EST. And we think if they give us a crack, they will like us and stay with us forever. All right, that's going to do it. You have a good pre and post. I'll probably be popping up in the chat on Saturday night.
Excellent.
So
Ice
that'll
House.
be a lot of fun. Go see Tommy at Ice House on on Saturday night?
Changing 100.
Oh, there you go. Changing 100. Perfect. EST Afternoons is on the way next. For Tom Gazzola, I am Dustin Nielson. Thank you very much to our partners at Popeyes, Play Alberta, and obviously presenting sponsor of the Oil Stream, Boston Pizza, for helping us keep this thing going.